Okay. So we should be live. We should be back for another one. All right. Cool. All right, dope. Appreciate y'all for jumping in. We're back. We're back. I know I was just live on whatever it was, Sunday, right? Sunday or Saturday, something like that. After the Diamond League, but yeah, jumping back on, we have a lot of meets coming up starting tomorrow. There's like a whole bunch of meets. Yeah, a lot of meets. Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thanks for jumping in. Things are smooth. Here on a Tuesday, you know. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for what we got coming up. Um Oh, and this is from earlier, but I've been having withdrawal symptoms. Can't wait to see Melissa Jefferson on the track. Melissa Jefferson Wooden. Julian is probably the favorite since she has opened up. But last season Melissa showed she can run fast early. Yeah, man. We go, of course, we gonna talk about it. That's like one of the highlights. So just to set the stage, and shout out to you, man. Really appreciate it. Streams are my favorite part of your channel. Glad they've made a big comeback this year. Yeah, man. I think yeah. I'll actually let me just say to introduce. We have today. I'm gonna just dive into. We have the Paavo Nurmi games going down tomorrow, which are Bando Alaza, he's going to be running the 100 there. We're also going to see the Rome Diamond League on Thursday. That's going to be like Noah versus Jordan Anthony. We're going to see Melissa Jefferson Wooden versus Julian Alfred. So we'll preview that. Then on Saturday, we're going to have the Lone Star Grand Prix in Texas, which is going to be Oblique Seville running the 100, Gabby Thomas running the 200. That meet is actually kind of stacked. You're going to see Brianna Liston and Brianna Williams in the 100. There's a lot of people in there. Michael Norman's running the 200, so we'll talk about that. And then Sunday is the Stockholm Diamond League. That's going to be Kenny B back in the 200, Melissa Jefferson Wooden in the 100, and a few other things there as well. So we'll dive into all that. But yes, in context of the streams, yeah, I'm actually glad I brought back the streams. Because my schedule has been semi busy this year. Really, like my schedule's gotten busier this year, so it's been easy for me to like just jump on stream. And I'm doing these every Tuesday night. Because it's been a little harder to like sit down and just like make videos as I wanted to. So that's been good. And then also like just the engagement. I think two aspects of the engagement, obviously being able to like chat with y'all, have y'all ask questions, have y'all respond to stuff and me respond immediately. But then also there's an aspect of like, obviously in my videos, I try and respond to comments because I love, engaging in the comments. But also there's an aspect of like accountability that I can get from y'all when I do live streams. Cause it's like, if I said something crazy in a previous video or in a prediction or in something, y'all can come in here and say like, yo, you said this or you said that, or you can ask a question. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that kind of accountability because like, to me, I'm not scared to like have a conversation with anybody. And I like to have the conversation. So yeah, hopefully the streams, stay smooth and continue on. So yeah. Oh, my bad. I honestly, I cannot control the ads on YouTube. I like, my bad. I'm so sorry. I hope it slides through. My bad. Hey. Yeah, appreciate it. Hope my day's been amazing. The day has been good. Finishing up work and then jumping onto the stream. So yeah, we got a lot. Stacked wheat. Stacked wheat. Yeah, hope your day's been amazing. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's crazy. I actually was like, okay, we got Rome, we got Stockholm, we got Texas, and then I forgot. It's not gonna take long, but like I forgot that the Bando Alaza is running tomorrow too. So yeah. So we gonna talk about that real quick. Hey, illustrated feelings. I appreciate it. Like I appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate y'all. Keep up the amazing work. All right. So Banda opened the season with a 10:03 last week. Yep. So he did that in Italy. So now he's going to be in Finland, Paavo Nurmi game. So we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, now the ads are fine. It was funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all good. Yeah, YouTube just be putting automatic ads and stuff like that. I don't know. Like I promise, I'm not clicking any buttons and like saying no, you got to play an ad. What's good? Good to see y'all. Good to see you. My click-through rate, if you're talking about CTR, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not looking at YouTube analytics. If you're talking about YouTube analytics, I'm not looking at YouTube analytics any like that much. Obviously, I look at like views and stuff, but I will say just before I jump into the things, uh one of the reasons I have been going live is because just the idea in my mind over the past couple of years with like the Olympic cycle and all that, I've been getting too ingrained and like too thought about like or thinking too much about okay, I got to hit these numbers and like, oh, if this video isn't doing good, then I won't be doing good. Like, I don't know. I don't like that feeling, especially because I just want to be a fan of the sport. Obviously, I have to like, do work in a sense, when I'm focused on track and field to a degree, but like, I just want to enjoy stuff. So that's why I'm like being on live and like having conversations and talk about stuff. It's cool. So I honestly, I actually don't look at YouTube analytics that much that much anymore. Like, yeah. So if that's what we're talking about, I don't know if that's what we're talking about, click-through rate. Okay. So, all right, let's dive in with the first meet. So the meet, just to set the stage. So we're going to talk about Paavo Nurmi games that's going down tomorrow. Rome Diamond League is on Thursday. The Lone Star Grand Prix in Texas is on Saturday, and then Stockholm Diamond League is on Sunday. So 4 back-to-back. Well, Friday is the only quote-unquote off day, but we'll talk about all of them and all the athletes, notable athletes running, of course. I'll quickly, let's just dive in with this. Let me get this here. Let me just like make sure I can note it. So let's dive in with this Paavo Nurmi games. This one is going to be a little light because it's not like a stacked field. But here we do have, some good names. And so this is going down tomorrow. So June 3rd, 2026. That's tomorrow on Wednesday. And in the 100, we actually are going to see Bandawalaza. And I think this is interesting because as someone noted, he already opened up his 2026 season running 10:03 last weekend in Italy. And that was his first race since the Zurich Diamond League, if I'm correct. Zurich Diamond League in 2025. So if y'all, or last year, right? Y'all remember he was doing pretty well throughout 2026 in the 100. He was like slated to go to the World Champs for South Africa. He was probably an athlete you can say he had a chance to make the final. Also considering what we saw from guys like Ajayi and Gif Lela, right? Like those guys making the final in the 100 at World Champs. You could probably have thought of Banda as possibly making the final. He had run 994. It might have been at this meet or it might have been at another meet last year, but he ran 994 last year. So he was on the rise, but then he got injured at the Diamond League final. So that took him out of the year, took him out of the World Champs 100 and 4x1, but now he's back. And 10:03 as an opener last weekend is a pretty good performance for Walaza, all things considered. It means, in my opinion, that he's back healthy. You're talking about less than a 1/10 of a second off his personal best, and it's his season's opener after injury. That's a good performance. So when I'm looking at Walaza here in the 100, I think he has I mean, I don't know. I think he has a good shot to get under the 10-second barrier. And we'll see how he does continue to progress. If he runs anything in the same range, either 10 flat or faster, I think that just gives the indication that he is back healthy and he is essentially right back on the path of where we saw him last year, kind of like really turning things up. I think for him, and this has heats and finals. So you have 2 heats. You'll have Bandawalaza, Ramel Glaive, right? My bad, Glaive. Ramel Glaive. And then you'll have guys like Chekna Troy. You'll have Brandon Hicklin, Eugene Amodadze, who just ran, well, he ran a windy 9.8. Oh, no. Ramel Glaive ran a windy 9.8. 989. Eugene last year, he ran 987. That was last year, sometime before World Champs. I don't think he went to World Champs or something like that. Someone could cross check me. And then you have, a couple other guys. So heats and then finals. So Banda will get a chance to, double up in a sense and see how he does through rounds. I think Banda is the guy to watch in this race. But again, all the other guys, Ramel, you have Eugene, you have Brandon, Chekna, like these guys, keep an eye out for them as well. We'll see how they actually do play out. Okay, with the second pronunciation, my bad. Ramel Glaive. For the first time I had like said his name, I definitely said Ramel Glave. Like the first time I like saw him maybe last year at some point, I was like, you're Ramel Glave. But yeah, Glaive. Apologies. I got you. And in general, I agree with this. So, well, in general, I'll say if he fixes his form, this is in relation to Bandawalaza. If he fixes his form, he could run like a Safa. I don't know how wrong this claim is though. I don't know if he can run like a Safa. Asafa has some really good form, and Bayanda has like he's all over the place. And Bayanda has even acknowledged himself that in practice his form is like significantly better than what he does in the races. But I think as he gets stronger, as he, builds up more muscle, he gets lifting more, and as he gets more experience, because he's still 20, I think he just turned 21 this year or something like that. So he's still relatively young. So I think he'll start to, develop his form a little bit better. And he's already running 994. So hey, we'll see how he actually does play out. But yeah, that's Walaza in the men's 100. For the purposes of like the sprint stuff, there's the men's 400 hurdles, nothing too crazy. Shout out to Asini Wilson from Jamaica. Yeah, I think that he's like the key guy, but even then you have Asyam from Turkey. Yeah, those are the two guys who I think are real contenders in this field. Men's pole vault, this is actually a very good field. Excuse me, very good field in the men's pole vault. You have Corrales from Greece. He is right here. He's obviously, jumped 617 in the pole vault earlier this year. Oh, indoors. You have Casey Lightfoot, who's always been on a roll. Sam Kendricks, obviously one of the veterans, and he's like he jumped 5'9" this year. So, and then you have a couple other guys behind them. Shout out to Gutmornson, Peter Lizek, who's like a veteran. So yeah, this is actually a very good pole vault field. I think a lot of them are going to Stockholm afterwards because that's where Mondo is going to go for the world record. But keep a lookout for this pole vault field in tomorrow. And then, and again, shout out to all the events, of course. But I'm going to just slide through a little bit. The women's 100 has some interesting names. Tori Lewis, Shade McCreath. You have Anthea Charlton. Shout out to Devin Charlton's sister. You have Maya McCoy, Asia Del Ponte, who's kind of getting back from injury, over the past couple of years. She made the Olympic final in 2021. So this will be an interesting women's 100. Again, heats and finals. And then the only other one that I wanted to note, I think the women's 100 hurdles is like, okay, there wasn't anybody really notable in the 100 hurdles. A lot of the women, shout out to Renaya Jones, but the other women are going to, what am I thinking? Either Rome or Stockholm. I forget exactly. We'll talk about it. And then in the women's high jump, you have Yulia Levchenko, and you have a couple women in this mix. Lamar Distin. So yeah, women's high jump. And then last one is just the women's long jump. Monet Nichols, Akeelia Smith, Claire Bryant, you have Jasmine Sawyers. So pretty good women's long jump field, all things considered. But for the most part, I'll of course be keeping a lookout for Bayanda Walaza and the men's 100 to see how things actually do play out. I'm actually excited for the women's long jump as well, but I'm actually going to do a video on the jumps tomorrow because that's been turning up. But I know people don't be loving the jumps. But before I move over, we'll talk about Rome next because that's like the high. Like, okay, we got some big matchups in Rome. Excuse me. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Eugene Amodadze, right? He only went to the world champs in the relay. His 9.8 was outside the qualifying window. That's a good point. Yeah, it was like a couple weeks right before world champs, so it was like after that window closed. So yeah, good point. Yeah, okay. So that makes sense. So Bayanda Walaza was U20 last year. So yeah, he must have turned. I think he turned 21 at the top of this year, like early this year. So he's obviously no more U20. So yeah, he's a like full blown, top guy now, or top guy, adult in a sense. Yeah, Asafa Powell had serious form. Like getting to his Asafa Powell's kind of form is like, that's a big jump. It's a big jump. Okay. So Bayanda Walaza quite about runs like Asafa. Yeah, I guess I could understand some similarities for sure. Maybe again, as he fixes his form, but like you're getting into like some really, really, really good form. But maybe some aspects of his technique are definitely around there. But I can hear that. I can see that. Pulling for the Brits here, this is going to be a big test for them in the 100. This is some of the guys' last opportunities to race before UK nationals to qualify for Commonwealth Games and or Europeans. That's actually a really good point. And these guys, right? We'll actually talk about Zarnell Hughes in Texas. He's running in Texas, but these guys like Eugene and like Ramel, they're probably looking at Commonwealth Games, right? Obviously, I'd assume Jeremiah Zoo probably looking at Commonwealth Games, Europeans. Like they want those opportunities because someone like Zarnell Hughes, he's probably not looking at Commonwealth as heavily as he's probably looking at World Ultimate Champs. Now, Zarno Hughes, obviously, he's had tons of success at Commonwealth Games, but these guys are like, I'm probably not going to get to, World Ultimate Champs. I got to like really show myself here to like get an opportunity. Even specifically Ramel, because Eugene is a little bit older, right? Well, older, but in the context of like relative to other, British athletes. But I think Ramel is like, yo, I got to like step up so I can show myself to be in the conversation in a sense. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He has that head bopping thing. Yeah, this is Bondawalaza. So he has that head bopping thing that Kim Collins did, and also T. Mars McCallum kind of did too. Yeah, that's a good point. I think Kim Collins actually is a good comparison. That's a good point, because now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, there was that kind of like aspect, that head bopping that you're explaining, and that, yeah, I feel I see that a little bit more in Banda, like Bondawalaza, Kim Collins. That's a good example. Okay, yeah, Jones, has been competing, quite regularly now. That's a good point. And then Jeremiah Zhu is Welsh. He's definitely gunning for Commonwealth Games. Okay, that makes sense, right? So that makes sense. Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking Jeremiah Zhu, depending on how he fares, because last year he was pretty consistent on the circuit, where this year he has the chance to go to World Ultimate Championships if he is consistent on the circuit. Now, I guess doing well at Commonwealth Games and Europeans will get him a lot of points. So maybe he's like factoring that in. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, do you want to, go all in Commonwealth Games, European champs, and sacrifice and World Ultimates? But I don't know. I mean, Commonwealth Games is only every 4 years. So, and the fact, like you said, Europeans and like all that, like he's Welsh. So yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Okay. So let's move over and talk about this Rome. Rome Diamond League. Rome Diamond League. This is going down on Thursday. So it's going to be Thursday, Thursday, June 5th, right? I'm sorry, Thursday, June 4th. My bad. I'm getting the days wrong. Thursday, June 4th is the Rome Diamond League going down. And this is where we're going to see some very high quality names. Let me just make sure I can note this down very quickly. All right. One thing I'm trying to do, I want to make sure I can note timestamps, because a lot of people come back and watch these videos, this like stream afterwards. So, and I always try and make sure I can do timestamps. So I try and note them as I'm going along to make it a little bit easier. Listen, we got to talk about this men's 100, the women's 200. We got a lot. Okay. So, and then last one, actually, before I jump in, I can see Azu maybe sneaking into the top 16 with multiple Americans now allowed. It'll be tough with only 3 Americans allowed. He can get into the top 16 last year, but now with multiple, exactly. Yeah, it's just like all the Americans, all the South Africans, all the Africans from all countries, all the Jamaicans. Assuming everyone's healthy, it just gets tricky. So, and then yeah, it gets tricky. Jeremiah, he's currently in the top 16 now for the 100 rankings so far for Ultimate. So yeah, right now in the top 16. So let's see how it sticks. But let's talk about this Rome Diamond League. So let's get into it, because Rome is stacked. And the first one I want to dive into is this men's 100 meters. So men's 100, we have the first matchup, right, in the 100 for Jordan Anthony as well as Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles versus Jordan Anthony, as well as a very stacked field across the board as well. So you have, shout out to Letsile again. We've been talking about the questions around his 100-meter form. We'll see how he does. Akani Simbine, Fernando Manyala, who basically has been on a very consistent run. He's run sub 10 seconds 5 times, right? It's either 4 or 5 times in a row already. Between Kenya, between Botswana, South Africa, and then Shanghai and Xiamen. So Omanyala has run 5 consecutive 100 meters under 10 seconds. Now, obviously, that's not 10-8 or 9-8 and 9-7. Not that, but like the consistency is back. So we'll see. Marcel Jacobs. Marcel actually ran. He ran, I forget what time he ran, but he ran something like 10:0 something maybe, or 10:1 this year. Maybe it was slower, but he's run this year. But he's back in the field. Emmanuel SMA, always someone you can never count out. And he's run 10:0 this year. Like I said, Akeem Blake, shout out to Jeremiah Zhu on the circuit here in Rome. So stacking up those points. But it is we can start, I guess, with Noah versus Jordan Anthony. That's like the conversation. Okay, so I'm assuming this is in regards to Marcel Jacobs? No. Someone, maybe, I don't know. I know that Marcel Jacobs ran 100 this year. It might have been slower, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, so I'm curious about. Okay, Marcel Jacobs ran 10:01. Okay, that's actually okay. Windy 10:01. That's actually pretty good, all things considered, because he was injured last year. Obviously made the semifinals at World Champs, but like even if it was windy, that's pretty good. But Noah Lyles, Jordan Anthony. I'm very curious about this matchup because it's been hyped up, right? It's been they both trained together. Jordan Anthony has been on fire in the sense of like his momentum coming off winning the gold medal at the World Indoor Champs, running insanely fast, 6'4" a whole bunch of times, throughout the season. He's already run he ran 9.9 seconds already this year. He ran 20.0 this year. So all of them, and yeah, Jordan 991, Noah 995. So both of them in some relatively good form. Noah ran 19.9, but in the 200, it's a question on like who will actually take the win. And I think on paper, it might be easy, maybe not easy, but I think on paper, in terms of like maybe talent, ability, trajectory, it might be easy to say, all right, Jordan Anthony is more likely to take this win. Because he's hungry, right? He is like, he's running like he doesn't even care, right? He's running like, yo, I'm out here. No one's going to beat me. I'm able to take anyone down, this, that, whatever. He has like so much confidence right now. And he maybe has a slight edge in terms of like, again, that execution, that talent, ability. I feel like Jordan, his like ceiling is a little bit higher than Noah. But when we're talking about a race right now, it's also hard to say because Noah is in some good form. And we know that Noah Lyles knows how to race. He knows how to execute, right? He knows how to perform when, pressure is on the line. He knows how to perform when the lights are on, when the attention is on. I remember back in 2024, like in that summer leading up to the Olympic Games, everyone was coming at Noah because obviously he lost to Oblique Seville. And then the whole situation was going on with him and Janelle about like, Noah leaking or Janelle leaking information to Noah about Kashane or something along those lines. And like Noah getting backlash and like all these kinds of things. And I myself, I think I said this in my preview video, but like, I know a lot of people were saying like, yo, Noah feeds off the attention. Like he thrives off the attention. And now Noah is like, and he showcased that, right? He got a gold medal. So when it comes to races like these are quote unquote nothing for Noah. Like he knows what to do. And even when he has his weaknesses, right? And this is where I say Jordan might have the technical edge because Jordan maybe has a more complete race where he's able to get out relatively strong, gap, a field. I mean, I don't know if he's raced like as strong of a 100-meter field like this yet, but put a sizable lead on the field, put a good start together, and also pull away, right? And also maintain himself in the second half, right? Jordan is able to do that. Whereas Noah, more likely than not, he's not going to get as good of a start, compared to a lot of these guys, right? He might be behind. But because he knows how to execute in any situation, Noah is probably a favorite to win any given race, even in the 100 meters. So that's where it does get very interesting. And then you enter in the wild cards of the Omanyalas, right? Omanyala could catch a really good race. Akani Simbine can catch a really good race, right? Akeem Blake has kind of been doing very, very well. He can catch a really good race, right? So anything can happen with this entire field. I will say this though, even though I think like, I don't know if I'm making a prediction, if I'm making a prediction, I'm probably, and I'm looking at, I see everybody's talking about, what do you call it? Noah's battle tested. You said Lyles is getting smoked. You could see Lyles winning, then Anthony, then Omanyala. I'm not mad at that. I could see Jordan first, Noah Lyles second, and Omanyala third. So that's a flip flop from there. With Jordan getting a world lead. Okay. Ooh, a world lead. So we could see a couple different, things. What I can imagine, I'm probably going to say Jordan Anthony probably takes this race. I think that now obviously we have no idea until the race is done, but I think Jordan might take this race because I feel like he really is like, not only do I not quote unquote care in a sense, like I know that I have the ability. I'm like, this is no pressure for me, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some aspect of like, I'm not going to let my teammate beat me. You know what I mean? Like after what they did indoors with the whole belt and all that. And also like, yo, Jordan probably sees what people are saying online, the idea of like, yo, I know who Noah is. Nah, let me like go out there and show y'all I got this. Like, let me just put a marker down, at my first big Diamond League race. You know what I'm saying? Like that might be the mentality that Jordan is coming into this race. Now I will say, so in for me, I'm probably in the realm of this prediction. I probably will see Jordan first, Lyle second, and then something close between Fernand Omanyala and Akeem Blake. I really like Akeem Blake right now. But who knows? But just in terms of like Jordan and Noah, I think what's more likely in any case is I can see a world where Jordan has puts a sizable gap ahead of Noah versus Noah putting a sizable gap ahead of Jordan Anthony, right? Like I can't see Noah closing out the field, closing things out and like, putting like multiple, a big gap and then you have Jordan. But I could see Jordan actually doing that, right? And only because of their race models. Like Noah is probably going to have to run down the field, whereas Jordan is probably going to have either a step on the field or like be right there with the field and then, go ahead. So that's what I can imagine. It's just more likely for Jordan to actually kind of gap Noah than for Noah to really gap Jordan. But anything can happen. Again, Noah is very, very, very talented. You know what I mean? Like very talented. And okay, this is interesting. Okay, so unlike Jordan, unless Jordan runs a significant personal best, either it's going to be extremely tight or Noah wins convincingly. People need to remember that Noah is healthy this season and he doesn't lose often on the circuit. Okay, that's interesting because in my opinion, I disagree with that. I think I don't know if Noah can. I mean, yes, he can. Noah can do almost anything because he's very talented. But I'm not sure I see Noah winning like super convincingly. I think if Noah wins, it's probably going to be a much closer race. That's what I personally think. I think that Jordan has the ability to win more convincingly. Now, I know people are making like some wild, well, I don't know, Jerry. You talk about 976. I'm not predicting a 9-7. Like I'm not predicting a 9-7 anything here. I don't even know if I'm predicting like probably 9-8 is in the realm of what I'd predict here. 9-8 mid ish. Probably like 9-8 mid. I know someone said like the world lead, maybe 9-8-4, maybe. But I can just imagine, to me, I think it's going to be a close race no matter what. I don't see anyone actually getting blown out. But if someone was to, gap the field, for some reason right now, I would put a higher likelihood on Jordan being able to do that right now than Noah. But anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Yes, Noah's been doing this for some time. And so it's true. This is a good point too. The question is, can Jordan get out ahead of Noah the way Oblique does? And can he hold him off in the same way? Yeah, like last year Oblique was just like dominating this, like he was dominating, like literally out the gate, gapping the field, and like no holds bar. You know what I'm saying? Running 9-8s while Noah is running 10 flat. So but can Jordan do that? I don't know. I think both of them are clearly in form to run 9-8 between, Jordan ran 9-9-1, that was in Florida, and then Noah ran 9-9-5 in Tokyo. So it can go either way. And then again, don't even be surprised if Omanyala or Akeem Blake catches a flyer and like beats one of them out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It'd be hard for me to actually see that, but anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? 9-8-8. I'm not mad at this prediction. 9-8-8. That's probably, I'm somewhere in the 9-8-4. Like someone hits the 9-8-3 world lead to 9-8-8. That's probably where I'm thinking. And you said besides Lyles and Anthony, I don't see anyone beating Omanyala in this race. I could be wrong. I think the closest to me would be Akeem Blake, just based on his current form, his recent races. He ran that windy 9-8-8, right? He ran the windy 9-8-8 down in Miramar to open up his 100-meter season. So that's the closest, but I think Omanyala is the guy. So we'll see. Noah got beat 3 times in 100 last year. Seville twice in Cashane. And yeah, those races also were not close, especially Oblique Seville. I mean, I will say though, Noah is healthy, right? There's a context of him using those 100-meter races to build back up his coming off injury. Well, he went to USA's. Yeah, I don't know. It's mixed, but yeah. And Oblique was on another level. Like, we got to be honest. Oblique was on another level. Noah is so good at the 200, he could win a mid 100 year. Yeah. Oh man, true. I'm at yeah, he could, Akeem has looked good for the majority of the season, but he did pull up in the final at the LA Track Fest meet. Oh yes, I forgot about that race. So he could be coming off an injury or a slight nickel. That's a good point. I forgot about that. So that is a question about Akeem right here. So that's a good point. Um, what does a coach like Brahman say to Noah and Jordan for the race? I don't know. He says go out and like do your things. I mean, like they've been training for it. So but yeah, I don't know. That's I think I'm looking at, for me, Jordan, then Noah, and then probably Omanyala in that. But who knows? Again, Akani Simbine, maybe Letsile figures it out and he's like, yo, this is the one race where I want to like really step up. So, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, man, this 100, this is gonna be good. This is a good one. You know what I mean? Like, this is the first, okay, we get Noah Lyles, Jordan Anthony, and really for Jordan to say, okay, this is like my first Diamond League race going up against some heavy hitters, right? Like, this isn't, sure, you don't have the obliques and the Kashanes, but like, can I showcase I'm about it? You know what I mean? Like, this is what I do. And even if, I'll say this, even if Jordan Anthony finishes like third place, I don't think we should downplay Jordan in any capacity, right? Like, I think Jordan, this is his first Diamond League race. This is his first Diamond League 100 of his entire career. And he's coming out here against high quality guys. You're talking about Omanyala. You're talking about Akani Simbine, Letsile Toboho, right? Akeem Blake, Jeremiah Azu, Marcel Jacobs, Noah Lyles. Like, this is, and shout out to Emmanuel Esame. Like, this is a high quality field. So even, again, if Jordan finishes like third or fourth place, I don't know if that's, at least to me personally, that's not like, oh, Jordan can't do it. He can't hang. No, because the next race, he can go up and win it. And then we just erase what happened before. You know what I'm saying? I think, as I've been saying relatively consistently, I feel like I've been saying consistently, I think Jordan is one of the most talented 100-meter sprinters that is coming up right now. But I can't put him at like the upper echelon in terms of like like Coach Rob says, like the Avengers in a sense, but like the idea of like getting onto the podium, I can't do that yet with the Obliques, the Kashanes, the Noahs. I can't do that until he gets on the podium. So there's two kind of like trajectories. Super talented, but you got to get on the podium for me to like put you in that conversation. And obviously it's going to take until 2027, but start to build out this string of performances on the circuit. That's going to really separate it for me, at least. We'll see. But yeah, we gonna see what actually does what does happen. Let's see. Oh my god! And last comment, I want to talk about Melissa and Julian. Do you think Blake is overdue, or is he just a lane filler? Nah, Akeem Blake is still like pretty young. I know that. I think he gets overshadowed because he hasn't made a 100-meter final at Worlds or Olympics, and Oblique Seville and Kashane Thompson, and I guess now Brian Lavelle, like they've kind of like overshadowed him, and he's been stuck in that 9.8 highs, 9.88. But I think Akeem Blake he's relatively consistent, and I think he's going to have an opportunity to like really break out. So we'll see. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, and yes, okay. So I agree here. So I understand and respect why people root for Jordan and expect big things, but he still has yet to run these times people are prophesizing. I definitely think Jordan got a lot to show, but we is still TBD right now. And essentially, I agree. I agree with this, and that's why I kind of like explained what my thinking is. Like, even though I think he has the talent, the ability, the tools to run very, very fast, I still need to see him do it. And when we're talking about medals and podiums, that's still like TBD. Still need to see him do it. But I don't want to say I can't predict like all these fast times until he does it. But I know that he has a talent. So that's why I say, like, even if he finishes like third place here or fourth place, that's not an indictment on like, oh no, he's done. For me, I think the talent and the ability is there, and he's just getting started, right? So we'll see what actually does happen. We'll see how he actually does progress. But yeah. Okay. Oh, and yeah, sorry, I missed it. I know you asked this before. Do you think Noah and Jordan could be America's version of Bolt and Blake from 2011 to 2012? Could be. I wonder. The only thing I'm thinking about is, yes, man. The only reason I'm pausing is because there's a couple other guys in the mix of that conversation. It could be, it'll just take time for Jordan to like really get there because we don't have a world championship year. Now, I guess hypothetically, if Jordan Anthony wins world ultimate championships this year, then that will solidify it because Johan Blake, I don't know. I think like when you look at, you have Trayvon Bromell, you have Kenny B, you have Christian Coleman, you have all these guys in the mix, right? Who could kind of like spoil this party. In 2011 and 2012, you didn't have that with Johan and Usain. Yes, of course, you did have Asafa Powell, you did have Nesta Carter. Michael Frater was maybe a little step back, but I think everyone acknowledged it was Johan and Usain Bolt. And the reason I was pausing is because Johan won the gold medal at the World Championships. That kind of like shifted things. If y'all even remember at the 2011 Jamaican National Championships, that was where Bolt wasn't there, but it was Johan Blake, it was Nesta Carter, it was Asafa Powell, and it was Michael Frater. I think they finished in that order, but I can be wrong. And so Johan was already kind of like separating himself from the rest of the guys, and then he won the gold medal at the World Champs. I'm not sure right now if if Jordan will be able to kind of separate himself from the rest of the guys in the 100. He could, but it's just like the World Championship medal. And I also think the last thing is that Noah isn't a Bolt figure. So when Johan beat Bolt in 2012 at the Jamaican trials in the 100 and the 200, that was like, yo, like, hold on, right? Like, hold on. He can actually go to another level, right? Johan was already, in my opinion, the next Bolt, right? Like the next Usain Bolt in terms of talent and ability. Like, so him beating Usain Bolt, it was like, okay, this is happening. But Jordan beating Noah Lyles, I don't know if it has that same gravity. But in the United States, maybe, maybe. So I don't know. That's a long answer. But, we'll see. At least in the dynamics, maybe. It would be interesting. Let me go talk about this women's 200. Yeah, let's talk about this women's 200. And my bad, I know a lot of comments. Let me roll through. Women's 200. This is the season's opener for Melissa Jefferson Wooden individually. She's already, my bad, women's 200. She's already she's already run the 4x1 in Florida. She's already run the 4x1 in Florida, but she is now just opening up her year individually and running the 200 here in Rome. And she's going head to head with Julian Alfred. This is like a season's opener. And then you also have Dean Asher Smith. You have Anavia Battle, right? You have Amy Hunt. You have Favor O'Feely. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to everyone else too. But like, this is a field. This is a very, very high quality field. And I guess the question is, so we already know the form that Julian Alfred is in. 21.86 to open up her year. She also ran sub 11 in the 100 already this year as well. But 21.86 is the second fastest time of her career, right? If I'm correct, because she ran 21.71. So we know what form she's in. And we know Julian on the circuit, she shows up. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all remember the solo races she was running last year, running 10.7s until she met Melissa at Prefontaine and ran, 10.7, but, lost to Melissa. So Julian knows how to perform on the circuit, bar none, whether you have competition or you don't. But Melissa, this is her first year post the legendary 2025 season, right? It's a question on like, okay, opening up here, can you take down Julian? Now, obviously, she's confident because you don't just be bold and say, oh, word, open up my year. Let me go against Julian Alfred, you know what I'm saying, who's in great form, right? Nah, maybe I'll open up at Miramar. Maybe I'll open up, run the 100, 200 Tom Jones, get my feet moving. Nah. And it's not like Tom Jones was last week or even last month, right? Tom Jones was in April. So she hasn't run in a while, but is opening up individually. Listen, I don't know who you want to pick for this, but, and I know it's mixed, but like Melissa is going to be hard to beat in the 200, but Julian Alfred though, like Julian Alfred, and I'm like stalling because I don't even know like who I'm actually going to pick to take this win. The thing is, Melissa, quote unquote, just figured out the 200, right? Like last year, she didn't even believe that the 200 was in the conversation until Philly. Like she explicitly has said this publicly. Julian, though, has been doing this. And you know, Julian, even early season Julian, all season Julian is different. So if I had to like pick someone, I'm probably leaning towards Julian here for the win. And this is a 200, right? This is a 200. Let's be clear, just for clarity. This is a women's 200, right? The men are doing the 100, but this is a women's 200 meters. Julian versus Melissa. I think Julian is probably, leaning towards this, but I think Melissa is probably like, it's going to be close. But I'm leaning towards Julian. You know what I mean? I'm leaning towards Julian. But I think Melissa will just, this will be the time to get our feet moving. But I don't think anyone is beating Melissa or Julian in this race. Like, shout out to Dina, Anavia, Amy, as well as Favor. But like Melissa and Julian are just going to be like a step above the field. You know what I mean? But Julian has already got herself moving, not only in the 200, but also in the 100. So it's like she's on a roll, and I just got to give it to Julian. And also the context. I know people are, well, I don't know if it's questioning, but like, just think about what Melissa did all throughout 2025. Like, think of how long her season was between April opening up in Grand Slam all the way down to September closing out at the World Championships, winning the double gold. So it makes sense that she's opening up her season much later now, right? Again, she ran the 4x1, but that was just an opener, easy opener. Individually opening up with the individually here in Rome in June, it makes sense to me. But like, I don't know if you'd be in Julian right now, but I don't know. And last thing is that this will also be kind of the start of the conversation around Melissa on, can you do it again, right? We saw this massive breakout year. Well, she got the bronze in 2024 in the 100 at the Olympics. Then she broke out last year, and last year was like a completely new Melissa. Can you do it again, right? Are you going to continue on that trajectory and be the woman that we saw dominating, having, I think in many people's opinions, at least close to a World Athlete of the Year, season, easily one of the best 100-meter seasons of any athlete in history. Can you actually start it off and do it again? Or is there going to be a drop-off? Now, if Melissa doesn't do great in this race, just like I said with Jordan or anybody, don't hold it against them, right? Like, anything can happen. You could bounce back after some race, but we gonna see, because I know people online are gonna go at Melissa like, oh, she ran 22.4. She's washed. She's, last year was a fluke. Nah, like, it's her first race of the season. But you going up against Julian Alfred, who's already run 21.8 and does not slouch on the circuit. So we'll see. But I will have my eye on Favor Ophelia. This is gonna be, well, Favor, she's run a couple times already. But she's getting back into the conversation. I don't know if she's going to be competing back for Nigeria. Ignore these flags, right? These flags just obviously are just associated with any country you have. But I don't know if she's going to be, I say competing back for Nigeria because potentially you have Commonwealth Games, you have World Ultimate Champs, where you'd wear your country's national kit. But yeah, I don't know. But Favor is a very dangerous athlete. Not saying she's going to beat this field, but I think Favor has a lot of untapped potential that she just hasn't fully realized. And I think it's coming, at some point. Amy Hunt, of course, the silver medalist from last year. Anavia Battle, she had a dominant season last year. Missed the podium, got fourth at Worlds, but she's always in the convo. Dinasha Smith has looked very mixed to start off this outdoor season, but we'll see how she actually does play out. We'll see how this race does go for her, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the women's 200. Let me roll through some comments real quick. I know that people are rolling through because I need to get through some of this. The rest is meat. There are the other meats. But yeah, excited to see Melissa back. Julian is out for blood. This is going to be a very exciting race. I'm hoping Melissa opens up with a win. Tough opener, but I love it. I think Melissa has been strategic, being patient. She knows what time it is, and is here to prove all the doubters. The snub for Athlete of the Year and BT Sportswoman of the Year. Yeah, it's game time, baby. Hey, we gonna see. I agree. Let's see. You said Alfred wants her lick back, so let's see how that plays out. Man. Okay. Oh, and this is in regards to Noah. I'm gonna circle through because I gotta move. My bad. This will be interesting, but Julian doesn't like to lose. I got Julian for the win. I feel like Julian would have won Worlds in the 200, but had she not been injured. But that's all hypothetical. I'm gonna be honest. That's a good hypothetical because Julian Alfred ran 21.71 at the London Diamond League last year. It's a hypothetical, but it is not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's oh man, I wish Julian was healthy. We'll see. Um okay. Let me see. Yeah, Sharika Jackson should have been in this meet. She won her look back for real. Yeah, it would have been dope to see Sharika here. I know she's gonna be running. She'll be back on the circuit at some point for sure. Um, I think Melissa Jefferson Wooden can't open her season against the biggest rival and lose. Like Coach Rob says, every time you line up, your reputation is on the line. I don't know if she's willing to damage that reputation. I mean, yeah, I think that's why I said, I think everyone should understand the context of why she's opening up late because of the long season and what she did last year. But it also true, your reputation is on the line. I personally, and I know that everyone, fans, the internet, everyone goes hard on an athlete when they lose or different things like that. Obviously, I'm personally just a little more measured. So if Melissa loses here, if Melissa finishes fourth here, like I guess depending on the time, but it's not that big of a deal because it's her season's every context is necessary. It's her season's opener and she has a long season. Like she signed up for a whole bunch of meets. We're about to talk about Stockholm. She's running the 100 there. Like I don't know. It's not like I don't know. We don't need to blow every single race out of proportion. Like these are some of the top athletes in the world. They know how to perform when they need to perform. Melissa's probably going to be ready for the World Ultimate Champs. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. All right. And then last ones before I talk about the other results. I'm rooting for Dina to go 22-0 to 22-1 here. She doesn't have to win. Just want to see her run fast. I'm wishing new British records from this year. Hey, listen, Dina has to do, I'm gonna be honest, Dina has to do some work. She's been I feel like she's been falling behind globally, right? Like I just feel like she's been falling behind globally. She hasn't medaled since 2022, where she got the bronze in the 200. Obviously, she has the gold from 2019. But think of Julian Alfred, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, Amy Hunt, Anavia Battle, Favor O'Feely. These athletes, and obviously we're not even talking about like actually even Sharika and like all them, like certain athletes did not exist in the confines of the 200 or anything, because most of these athletes were still in college or young. They didn't exist when Dean Asher Smith won her gold medal in 2019. And that lends to the idea that like this is a new generation that has, for all intents and purposes, surpassed what Dina has done. Now, this is not to say that Dina can't get back into that form, right? Like she is talented and she's not even 30 years old, right? Like she's relatively young, all things considered. She might actually be 30 already. But even so, it's like that's not a hindrance, right? But it's tough because her best is 21.88, right? And that's like Julian's running 21.7. Melissa is running 21.6. It's like it's tough, man. It's tough. So, yeah, it's tough, but I'm glad she got that gold medal because like you can never take that away from her. But it's not easy. She really has to like kind of step up. But we'll see. All right, let me quickly roll through. Just shout out to the actually women's 400, man. We got to talk about this real quick. Keely Hodgkinson is running the 400. She's running the 400 here, and she's targeting the world record in the 800. I forgot this is happening. Listen, shout out to Keely Hodgkinson. She's running the 400. She's going to be, this is going to be her first outdoor 400 from my understanding, right? Like she ran the indoor 400 this year, but she ran what, 51 seconds? 51.6 indoors this year. This is going to be an interesting race for Keely because she's going to be going up against a high quality field. Amber Anning, you have Natalia Bukvietska, you have Aaliyah Butler, you have Henriette Jaeger, you have Leaky Klaver, you have Manuel from Czech Republic who won the world indoor gold, and you have Nikisha Price. Bro, this is a stacked field. So I think for me personally, Aaliyah Butler, Nikisha Price, these are the two women who are probably like the favorites to win this race. We saw Aaliyah, she went out like a rocket in what was that, in the Shanghai Diamond League, and then Nikisha Price was able to run her down, but both of them 49.75 to 49.78. I think these are the two to kind of keep a lookout for. Shout out to Natalia Bukvietska though, who's already ran 50.12. Amber Anning probably is the next one I'm looking at to really make some waves. But Keely. Let's talk about Keely. Wait. Okay, so I said that Keely has to probably run 49 to break the 800 world record, and just like that, she's run the 400. Yeah, I was looking at some of the. Let me just bring this up here. I was looking at some of the 800. Well, obviously the 800 world record. So it's a little unfair. I was just looking at some of the 800 women, right? So this is the all-time mark. Obviously, Keely is trying to break this record, 153.28. Keely has run 154 61. What she run indoors? She ran 154.87 indoors this year. So I think indoors this year, she already ran this. I think we can all agree that Keely is probably in 153 form. Well, I don't know if it's like right at this very moment, but like this year, she should run 153. The question is like how close can she get to this world record based on whatever she runs in this 400? Jarmila Kotačvalova with this 800 world record, her 400 is not fair. She's run 47.9, and y'all know she's probably on that stuff, state sponsored doping, all that stuff. This woman as well, number 2 all time, she had run 50. She had run 50 seconds, like 50. Oh, actually, man, let me cross check this. I think she ran. Maybe she ran 49 seconds. I'm just gonna cross check this. I was looking this up a little bit earlier, but let me see. So she's number 2 all times. Okay, so number 2 all time woman, she had run 50.96. So there's that. Pamela Gianlimo, I didn't see a 400 on her, but she hadn't run fast. Caster Semenya, she's run 49, like 49 mid. So when you look at running 153, I do think, man, I don't know. I don't know if Keely necessarily needs to get to 49, but she probably needs to be very close. Maybe she needs to run like 50 something, like 50 seconds something, to really be like, all right, she is ready to go for that world record, that 153.28. I think Keely needs to be like 50 low, like in a race like this, to show that she has that speed. Because again, this women's 800 world record is different. It's different. Pamela Gianlimo, who was Pamela Gianlimo's 2008 season was legendary. And she's essentially a full second behind what Keely needs to do, right? Caster Semenya, we know she was legendary across the 400 all the way up to the 15. Caster was consistent in the 400. Like she was a full second behind what Kotačvalova did. Keely needs to run to break the world record. She needs to run 153. She essentially get close to that 150, 30 mark. In this 400, she needs to be like up there. But I think this is, and yes, my bad. And sorry, I'm like seeing the comments, but like, yes, Keely split 50.10 seconds indoors. So she has that speed, right? We can say maybe she split 49 seconds. So actually, that gives me more confidence that in an open race here, she could probably run 49, right? Because if she split 50.10 indoors after she had run a crazy fast 800, because World Indoor Champ, she ran that 800 that was like, let me see. Oh, my bad. Let me just see. Yeah, indoors, she ran this crazy fast. Yeah, this was the one. So 155.30 is what she ran indoors to win the gold. So she could possibly run 49 seconds. In this race, maybe, but I think she could run. I think Keely will run 50 mid, probably. I think she'll probably run like 50 mid. So we'll see. But I'm not mad at some of the, 50.9. I'm not mad at that. I just think like Aaliyah Butler and Nikisha Price, they're in 49 second shape, right? They were in 49 second shape, a couple weeks ago in China. I think they're going to be able to replicate that. Natalia Bukowiecka runs a very good 400 as well. And Amber Anning runs a very good 400. Obviously, these athletes, Natalia has run 48 seconds. Amber has run 49 too. So they're talented. So all of this is to say, and Henriette Jaeger, I didn't even mention her. Leaky Klaver goes out fast. So I think Keely is going to be pushed. Like she's going to have to like work. Now, she's not going to get out as fast as the other women, but she's going to be digging in that second half, while Aaliyah Butler is out like a rocket. Leaky Klaver is going to be out like a rocket. I think she can run 50 mid at least. Right? Yeah. Henriette Jaeger is a beast. So yeah, I think so. I think, okay, so I'm sticking with my prediction. I had Keely for the 400. top 10 British all time, 49.29 best to 50.4 for 10th. If she can run sub 50 or even 49 low, the world record is on for Keely. I agree with this. Yeah. I mean, if Keely runs sub 50, I think the world record is definitely on in the 800. If she runs 49 low, like I think she should like definitely have the 800 world record by like 49 low is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like if she runs what Amber Anning is doing in the 400, and then with the talent that she has in the 800, like come on, you know what I'm saying? Like she definitely. Because again, don't take Kratochvilova. She ran 47 seconds in the 400. She was a different kind of athlete. I think she also ran like 21.9 in the 200. Like she was a different athlete. But most of these women have not run, 50 low, right? Caster Semenya has run 49, but like, so we'll see. I think Keely can run 49. I'm sorry. She can run 49, but I think I'm predicting like 50 mid for her. And I think she'll be, on point. So we'll see. But yeah, shout out to 400. We're gonna see. Shout out to Keely. Real quick, just some other highlights here. Women's 100-meter hurdles, very strong field. This is still Rome. You have Kenny Harrison, you have Tania Marshall, you have Megan Simmons, Pia Skrzydowska, you have Nadine Visser, Danielle Williams. Like, look at this. This only shows season's best. All these women have run 12.3 or faster. Like all these women have run 12.3. And I think Marione, she's run 12.5 as her best. Like, even though we don't have Toby, we don't have Masai, right? We don't have Devin, but all these women, this is just another data point of how high quality the women's 100 hurdles is. So shout out to the women's 100-meter hurdles. Where did I see the what am I looking at? Men's 110 hurdles, very strong field here as well. Orlando Bennett, you have Jamal Britt, Trey Cunningham, Jason Joseph. This is actually a crazy field. You have Just Quaho Matthew. He had a really good season in 2024, if I'm correct, right? You have Enrique Lopez. You have Tyler Mason, just got the bronze medal last year. Ratchet Moritake, Jakub Szymanski. Like, this is a stacked. This field is crazy. Like, literally every single athlete in this field, this is stacked. Men's 110 hurdles, stacked field here. What do we have? Men's long jump. I like this. Miltiades Tenteglou. I'm going to do a video tomorrow about the men's long jump, but Miltiades Tenteglou looking good. Like, he is back. You have Sarah Boykov. You have Wayne Pinnock. You have Tobias Montler. Montler. Apologies. I'm confusing a lot of people. You have Tajay Gale, right? You have Liam Adcock. So very strong field across the board. Of course, we saw Simone Ehammer. He went crazy. 8:51 in the long jump to win the decathlon out in Gotzitz. Crazy. So yeah, good quality. Oh, and yes, women's 400 hurdles. Shout out to a run back from what we just saw a week ago, Emma Zaplatalova. We have Anna Cockrell, Iomide, shout out to her, Jasmine Jones, Anjanette Knight, Dalilah Muhammad making her season's debut in the 4 hurdles. She already ran the 300 hurdles, and Naomi Vanderbroek and Gianna Woodruff. So I like the Rome Diamond League. Very excited. This is going down on Thursday. It's 2 days away. All right. So that's the Rome Diamond League. Let's move over and talk about Stockholm real quick. Yes, Simone Ehammer was crazy. I'm going to do a video again about the field events because, man, they've been going crazy. 12.3 low and 12.9 high for winning times in the hurdles. Not mad at that. Oh, 12.9 high in the men's hurdles. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Let me see. Okay, last one, and then we'll talk about Stockholm. It'll be interesting to see the lane assignments because if I'm one of those women and I get stuck in lane 1 with Keely, while Keely gets a good lane, despite me having better stats overall in the 400, I'd be pissed. I would be, but I wouldn't be surprised if Anna Polinari gets lane 1. I'm pretty sure she'll end up getting lane 1. And then, I don't know. Is Keely going to get lane 2? Because every single one of these athletes, bar none, is better than Keely. Like every single one of them. But Keely has the buying power to be like, yo, I'm going to negotiate for a better lane. Right? But Natalia's not going in lane 1 or 2. Aaliyah's not. Henriette Jaeger is not. Leaky Claver, maybe Leaky, but even Manuel, because she just won the gold medal at the World Indoors. Nikisha Price is not. Probably, I don't know. We'll see. The meet is on Thursday, so we'll see what's up. Let me move over to Stockholm real quick. Because we're already at an hour. Women's 100 meters in Stockholm. This is a run back of a few different things. Let me just note this down. Let me see. So women's 100 meters. Melissa, and this is going down on Sunday. So Sunday, what is it? June 7th. Stockholm Diamond League. Rome is on the 3rd. Stockholm is on the 7th. I'm going to talk about Lone Star Grand Prix in a second as well. But Melissa, 100-meter debut for 2026. So we'll see how she does in the 200 in Rome, and then how she bounces back in the 100. But when you're looking at this field, this is not a high-quality field relative to Melissa. All due respect to all the women here, right? Shout out to Patricia Vanderweeken, Jason Sears. She just ran the 100 down in LA. So now she's going to be making her Diamond League debut after winning, silver indoors. Obviously, Melissa, she's a clear favorite. Amy Hunt doubling back from the 200 as well. Dean Asher Smith doubling back from the 200 in Rome. Zainab Doso didn't have a good run in Rabat, last weekend. So we'll see. Zoe Hobbs also in the mix as well. So this will be a good field, but I think all eyes will be on Melissa. Depending on what she does in the 200, how is she going to fare in this 100? This is a field where it's like, again, all due respect, but if Melissa doesn't win this, then I would have some questions. You know what I mean? Like, if she loses to Julian, that's a whole different conversation. But losing in this field, that's like, okay, what's going on? You know what I mean? Melissa in this field should do what like Tina Clan did to the 100-meter field in Rabat, right? Like, that's what we should see. Oh, my bad. If I said that incorrectly. Rome is on the 4th, not the 5th. Not the 3rd. My bad. 4th. And sorry if I was, I had the comment up, but Patricia Vanderweeken, Jason Sears, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, Amy Hunt, Zoe Hobbs, shout out to Henderson, Zainab Doso, Dean Asher Smith. I think Melissa should dominate this field, right? Like this should be like what, what Melissa was doing last year on the circuit. This is what she should do to this field. But what Tina Clayton did last weekend in Rabat, that's what Melissa should do to this field, if not worse. And this is all due respect to all the athletes, but like Melissa's on a different level. The only other thing I'll keep an eye out for is Zainab Dosa did not look good in Rabat. I'm really interested to see how she bounces back. Is she going to be in some kind of form to get to 11 low again? She ran 11:07 already, but like, can she get to, like, people got to see, like, can she do 11 flat? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, yo, I can't. Should I like, I would love to expound on this. You're a joke if you truly think Melissa is the favorite. Who is the favorite in this race? Who is the favorite in this race? I agree. Melissa should be able to win this with her eyes closed. Like, think of what Melissa was doing on the circuit last year. You know what I mean? Think of what she was doing on the circuit last year. And all this is to say, also contingent on what she does in Rome, right? If she does well in Rome in the 200, then that means she'll probably do well here. But like, if she's like average in Rome, I don't know. This is just, Melissa should really be good here. The thing about Jason Sears is that if I remember, let me see. I'm just going to pull it up because I forgot what Jason Sears didn't even do that well in at the LA Track Fest, right? Like, she didn't do like, she finished 3rd and she ran 11:09. So it's not like I don't know. I'm not thinking of, and obviously Jason Sears is like super talented, but like comparing to Melissa Jefferson Wooden, it's like, it's a different things. So yeah. You said, oh wait, this is the 100. I thought you were still on the 200. No. We talking about the 100. This is Stockholm, man. That's Stockholm. Rome is a 200. Stockholm 100. But yeah, Melissa, I think she's the one to look out for here. Okay, let's see. Oh, and yeah, that's a good point, Astro. So Kayla White did open up with a low 22. Melissa should do well. Yeah, Kayla, yeah, just last weekend in Rabat. Was that her opener for the 200? Because she ran the 100 in Africa. And she ran the 200 in Florida already, if I'm remembering correctly. But regardless, Melissa should do well because the rest of her training group is also doing pretty well. Even Sha'Carri, running those 22 fours in China, those are some good performances. Kayla White, obviously, doing pretty well. So, yeah, like I think Melissa will be fine. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let me move to the men's 200 very quickly here. This is going to be a run back. This is also Kenny B versus the field. And I mean, yeah, Kenny B is probably going to do this field even worse than what he did to Rabat. He already ran 19.69, dominating the field. And I mean, you have Dambile, he's back here. You have Courtney Lindsay, he's back. Chekna, he's back. So, and then I think Raina Mena, no, I forgot if Raina Mena was in that field, but shout out to Jeremiah Zhu in the 200 here. So, but this is the Kenny B show, right? Like Kenny B, we're gonna see. Brianna Liston is gonna be competing in Texas. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, Kenny B, this is his meet, his race at least to win. And we'll see how he does circle back. I think this is his last race and then he's gonna take some time off, to prepare. I think he's going to USA's. Well, USA's is later, but like I think this is his last kind of race of the European tour. So we'll see how he does here. I guess it'll be interesting on like, does he go a little bit faster or does he, slightly take a step back? But even more importantly to me is, does he maintain this massive gap on the field, right? So even if Kenny B runs 19.8, do we then see no one break 20, right? Like, do we see that again? That's what I'll be looking forward to. I think the Stockholm meet record, I just saw that Stockholm Diamonds. Let me see. Let me just pull it up. Oh, no. What am I looking at? Diamond League. Let me, I think I just get it easier from Wikipedia. Diamond League be running to, let me see. No, they don't have it. Why don't I have it? It might be Ariane Knighton though. It might be. Let me see. Stockholm. Where we at? Bajos Galan. We got the meeting records. Oh, it is Michael Johnson from 1996. Michael Johnson, 1977. That's crazy. That's crazy work. Kenny B needs to get this meet record gone. You know what I'm saying? Like Kenny B needs to get this meet record. I think, yeah, it should be an easy win, but yeah, get this meet record. I was actually looking through the meet records of all the Diamond Leagues and I didn't realize, I mean, I guess I did realize, but like Noah Lyles has a whole bunch of 200 meet records. Ariane Knighton has one. Kenny B has like 2 or 3. Usain still has 1 or 2. Johan obviously has Brussels. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Kenny B, this is his race to lose. What was the other thing? Men's 400 hurdles, pretty good field, decent field, but Alison Dos Santos, I don't know if I said this in one of the previous lives, but there is a world where I think Alison Dos Santos, and I think I did say it, where he ends the year with like a new personal best. So he's run 49.2 already. I think he ends the year with a new personal best and possibly gets under 46 seconds. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if that happened. Now, I don't know if I could predict that. We'll see how the year goes, but it wouldn't surprise me. Alison Dos Santos, he's looking very, very good. So we'll see him here. Also, the women's long jump, another strong field. You got a lot of these athletes coming back from the Paavo Nurmi games. You got Monet Nichols, Claire Bryant, and then you also got Alexis Brown, who jumped 707 this year. You got Larissa Appuccino, who's always in the mix. You got Linares, you got Malika Mihambo, you got Sagina. So very strong women's long jump field. I like this field. Men's 400. Now this is a good race. And yes, regarding Dos Santos, right? Can see Dos Santos maybe supplanting Rise 46.17. 45 is out there, but I don't know. There's something about this year where I'm like, Dos Santos might just unlock another gear, but we'll see. What are you talking about? Trey Cunningham? Trey Cunningham is running the 110 hurdles in Rome, so he'll be there. So yeah, and yes, Azu. Wait, Azu is in the pre-program 200. Stop lying. What are you talking about? There's no pre-program 200. He's in the actual 200. Jeremiah Azu. Are you? Unless you're talking about something else, right? There's no pre-program. Maybe no. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe cross check. Let me know what you're talking about. But the men's 400. This is a good field. Rai Benjamin is now going up against his best field. So probably, I wonder if this is best. Pre-programmed 100. Oh, okay, interesting. So I'll take a look at that in a second. This is probably the best field that Rai Benjamin is running in the 400 in his career, right? So you have Matthew Hudson Smith, who's Matt. I spoke about him, when I did the recap. 44.25. He's getting back there. That's like a top 5 or top 6 performance for him all time, and he just ran that. He's getting back there. Caleb McRae, obviously, he just ran 44.4. All these guys, from man, this is basically Rabat, but circled back with a higher quality field. Rai Benjamin, Matthew Hudson Smith, Caleb McRae, Zakiti Nene, Ja'Cory Patterson, who just ran the 44.1, Jareem Richards, right, first 400 of the year, and Muzala Samakonga. I wonder if Samakonga is going to run here because he pulled out of the Rabat Diamond League, right? So I'm assuming he's going to run here, but we'll see. And he's been on a roll, so we'll see, man. I wonder. Yeah, exactly. Rai versus the Olympic and world medalist. I wonder though, is someone going to go sub 44 seconds, right? So Ja'Cory Patterson just ran this 44.1 in Rabat, taking down this field. Matthew Hudson Smith looked very good. Caleb McRae, obviously, he's gone sub 44 last year. Zakiti Nene has gone, sub 44 last year. Muzala Samakonga, he's almost at 44, sub 44. Obviously, he's done it, a bunch of times in his career. Got the bronze medal at the Paris Olympics. He's run sub 44 like 3 times in his career. So, and Jareem Richards, we know he's capable. He just got the silver medal last year. So, I guess my 2 questions. Well, I have a lot of questions about this race, but like, how does Rai stack up to these guys? He beat out Samakonga in Tokyo, right? But how does he stack up against these guys? Does he beat out Ja'Cory, Matthew, et cetera, et cetera? And does anyone go sub 44 seconds in this race? I'd love to see this. Yeah, okay. So 44.0 to sub 44. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. 44.0 for the win. And yeah, I also need to take into context that Muzala ran this 44.0 out in Africa, right? I forget what country. It was I forget which one of the meets, but he ran it out in Africa. So altitude from my memory. And then Ja'Cory and all these guys, they just ran these 400s in Rabat, which is like really, really good weather. So there's a context there. They're in Stockholm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the weather in Stockholm is about to be like, but hopefully it's good weather. The 44.0 was in China. My bad. Oh, that was behind. Yes, that was behind. That was behind Busang. That was behind Colleen. Yeah, my bad. That's when Colleen ran sub 44. Okay, my bad. So Muzala then. So if the weather is good, we see sub 44. Not saying like 44.7 or something. It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know if we see that. But we 44, not 43.9. I'm sorry, not 43.9, but like 43. My bad. Let me back up. Not 43.7, but we see something like 43.9. All right, that's what I'm thinking of if the weather is good. And if Europe is in a heat wave, maybe that's good. But I ain't mad at these predictions, right? 44.01, 44.04. But yeah, what time? And then how does Rai Benjamin do against these 400 guys? That's what I'm interested in. But before I move on, what do I think? What do you think Rai will end the season as his 400 meter PB? I think, oh man. So what I was gonna say was 43.7, but I forgot that the World Ultimate Champs is here this year, is going to be happening, and he's probably like already set for it in terms of like points. But I think that, wow, I think but I don't know, 43.7 for Rai by the end of the year, maybe 43.5 ish. I'm hesitating on a 43.4 or something like that, because as many times as we've seen it in the past couple of years by Quincy and by Matt and all these guys in the past, like, it's hard to say. Rai Benjamin, all due respect, we're not seeing the American record. Like you realize the American record is Michael Johnson's former world record, the 43.1. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. We not. I mean, I'd love to see it, but like, nah, I ain't doing that. Okay, so yeah, I think what I'm thinking of is somewhere in the range, in my opinion, of 43.5 to 43.7. The reason I think this is because once you get to the world, Rye is quote unquote learning the 400, right? In terms of just like the open race, he's been racing it a few times. As he races more of these guys, he gets more and more comfortable. By the time you get to the Ultimate Championships, he's already going to have a lot of races under his belt. Prefontaine, he's going to go up against Buseng, Colin Kemnatsipi, right? And Quincy Hall, but Quincy has to kind of warm up. I can imagine a world where it's like World Ultimate Championships. He runs 40. They run like 43.5. Because I feel like Rai Benjamin is one of those guys who's a gamer. So he's going to raise his talent to the level of his competition. So if I can imagine Buseng has already run 43.5. And I think all things considered, we could probably say Buseng, if he continues on this trajectory, he's probably going to be faster than what he did last year. He's obviously speed is there with the 100. He's already run 43.9 at the top of this year. I think by the time we get to Ultimate Champs, I would not be surprised if Buseng is already at 43.4. So that's why I think Rai will raise his level to the competition and be able to chase him, right? That's what I think. And yes, LaShawn Merritt, 43.6. I think it's possible. I really think it's possible. Let's not forget, Rai Benjamin split 43.1 at the Olympics, right? Where he had to run away from Letsile. Like, his talent is there. It's just that he hasn't run the 400. He just hasn't run the 400. Like, he just hasn't run the 400 in terms of like a full season. So he has that talent. And he just, like, even look at what he did in the 400 hurdles last year, where he was cooking. Like, he was running 46 lows multiple times through the year. So his talent is there. We know he's talented. And I just think it's like raising his bar up to the competition. And once he gets in those races, once he gets more comfortable, it's like, why not? Now, that I hesitate though. 43.5 is still insanely fast. It's still insanely fast. I think the last couple of years have kind of, at least to me, a little like desensitized how fast these guys have been running. But I think Rai has a talent. You know what I mean? Also, let me not even say, like, I didn't even mention Jareem Richards that much in this field. Like, Jareem Richards could do some damage here. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are some high quality fields. But I think this is probably more likely. Rai at his best 43.7. Something about his running style don't give more than that right now. But that's why I say he's been doing the hurdles. He hasn't been running the 400, so it's gonna look a little bit different. But yeah, he did. Yeah, Rai Benjamin split 43. Not bad. Rai Benjamin split 43.1. I'm sorry. Yeah, 43.1 back in the Olympics. 43.18, if I'm correct. Yeah, Rai Benjamin split 43.18 at the Olympic Games in 2024. Yeah, like he split. Rai Benjamin has he split like fast. Like he's let me see. He has some crap, my bad. He split 43.4 at the Tokyo Olympic Games. He split 44.1. He has another 43 split. He split 43.5 while he was in college. Like, Rai Benjamin has mad talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think he has the capabilities, but we'll see. 43.5 is touching Jeremy Warner's personal best territory. Quincy Hall did the 43.4 in the biggest moment. Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, 43, man. Because Jeremy Warner ran 43.45, which is the same as Michael Norman. But I mean, we're just in a different era, right? Like, it's a different era where all these guys, Zakiti Nene has run 43.7. Kayla McRae has run 43.9. Matthew Hudson-Smith has run 43.4. Like, Jareem Richards has run 43.7. Ja'Cory has run 43.9. Muzala has run 43.7, right? Like, all these guys are running fast. Like, the era is different. Because even Jeremy Warner, he stood out so much because, let's be honest, there was no one in his era that was as fast as him. LaShawn Merritt didn't break 43 seconds. LaShawn Merritt ran 43.9 in 2007 when he got silver behind Jeremy Warner. That was the first time he broke 44 seconds. Jeremy Warner was running 43.8 on command. You know what I'm saying? Like, all throughout 2005 was the first time he ran sub 44, if I'm correct. And then, like, Jeremy Warner was different during that era. But now you have all these guys pushing. Right? Quincy Hall, I don't know if Quincy Hall runs 43.4 without that field, without, Karate James, Dream Richards, Matthew Hudson Smith, Muzala Samukonga, because everyone is like pushing. 43.9 for Jeremy Warner. That was the first time he broke 44 seconds. And then he was just banging out those 43s. And that's why it was a big deal in 2008 when LaShawn Merritt beat Jeremy Warner for the first time. That was a big deal because then that not only opened up questions about, leading up to the Olympic Games. Obviously, he beat him also at trials, but like that shifted the era because Jeremy Warner was so dominant. So all of that is to say, Rai Benjamin has high quality competition right now. And I believe that he raises his level, he raises his game based on the competition. You know what I'm saying? Merritt gave him a 99 belt, man. Oh man. That was Merritt kind of that was crazy, man. Merritt kind of cooked. Ugh. But yeah, like so it's a different era. It's a different era. Okay, let me just run through because I'm already 120. Let me just run through a couple other quick events. Spoken about women's long jump, high quality here, women's 100, men's 200, 400 hurdles, and then men's 100 promotional. Jeremiah Zhu. So I guess he's doing this as a workout. I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see. Okay, last one I do want to highlight is very quickly the Lone Star Grand Prix. So this is going down on what is this? This is going down on Saturday. So Saturday, hold on one second. Just want to make sure I have this here. This is going down on Saturday. So you're gonna have Rome on Paavo Nurmi games tomorrow, Wednesday, Rome on Thursday, Friday, no major meet from my understanding. Saturday is Lone Star Grand Prix. Sunday is Stockholm. Lone Star Grand Prix has some interesting names. There was no start list or entries that I could find, so I had to kind of pull this from the different emails that I get about like the announcements that they've been trickling out. But Oblique Seville going up against Trayvon Bromell in the men's 100. Oblique, we just saw him run the 9.9. He looked good. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked comfortable. I expect him to run. I mean, we got to think about this wind, right? Who knows what the wind in Texas is about to be? Is it going to be, those, crazy perfect 2.0s, whatever. But, we'll see him here. And then what do you call it? You got Trayvon Bromell. He was in the meets in China. He's going to be here. Zarnell Hughes, he's going to be in the mix. I really like, his competition that Oblique Seville has. Andre DeGrasse, he's coming back from a Rabat. PJ Austin, Ronnie Baker, Max Thomas, he got injured at LA Grand Prix. I'm sorry, LA Track Fest. So TBD on like what his form is. Let's see. Women's 100. This is where you have, excuse me, Brianna Liston versus Brianna Williams, as well as Tamari Davis, Celera Barnes, Audrey LeDuc. Maya McCoy was announced for the meet, but I don't know if she's running the 100, the 200, or both. So I put a question mark here. Same thing in the 100. But Brianna Liston, she's already run sub 11 seconds this year. She's kind of been on a roll. So I'll be interested to see how she actually does fare, right? Against this field too. Also, Brianna Williams. She's, of course, now training back with Otto Bolden. She's been having a decent year so far, but we'll see how that pans out. Tamari Davis, I also have my eye on. She did run this year already at the LA Track Fest. A decent run, but we'll see how she actually does fare. Tamari Davis is still extremely young, so she's someone we should definitely look out for. Rolling through men's 200, you have, so this is a good field. Stephen Gardner was in this race and he pulled out. Again, I'm going based off like the emails that I've been getting and like the announcements. But Michael Norman, Tate Taylor, Carly Makarabu, Courtney Lindsay, he was announced, but I don't know if it's 100 or the 200, so I put him here. Maybe he's in the 100. I don't know. Kyrie King, Brandon Carnes, Aaron Brown. So Michael Norman coming back into form. We'll see how he fares against Carly Makarabu, who I think is in some pretty good form. Courtney. Wait. Hold up. Am I bugging? Hold up. Okay, so this doesn't make sense. maybe I might need to cross-check. Maybe Courtney Lindsay was announced for the LA Grand Prix. My bad. This could be a question mark. Exclude Courtney because he's in Stockholm, so I don't know. My bad. Could be wrong about that. Apologies. I'm realizing I'm like, wait, he's in Stockholm. Let me I don't know. I'll check. I was checking these things, but it is what it is. But we'll see. I'm interested to see what Michael Norman does, what Tate Taylor does. Tate Taylor just ran the 200. Well, not just ran in Tokyo. Tom Jones, not Tokyo. Tokyo ran the 100. Tom Jones, he ran the 200 in 20.0, broke Noah Lyles' high school record. Here, this is going to be a good race for him. And again, we got that Texas wind. You know what I mean? Like, we going to see. Kale Makarabu, I'm excited for his long-term trajectory. You know, we'll see. Yeah, I was like, hold up. I was bugged. I'm like, wait, Courtney Lindsay? I don't know, man. But I'll cross-check later on. It was weird. So yeah, we'll see. Michael Norman. Oh, and also, if y'all haven't already, Michael Norman did an interview with USATF and with Wallace Spearman, and apologies, I forget the other woman's name, but like that was a really good interview because he broke down every single step of his like injury, his comeback, his return, like everything. I really appreciated that. And what I found most interesting outside of like all those nuances is like he moved to Texas with the sole purpose of qualifying and being successful at the LA 2028 Olympic Games, which makes sense, right? But he said that his wife is still in Los Angeles and they understand it's just a 3-year plan of him moving to Texas. And then obviously he'll be moving back. But it just kind of, it came at the same time, or it came right before the IOC president made her comments about the like not paying athletes and stuff. So it just kind of like harkened back the idea that like, and Michael Norman is in a very good position in terms of like his sponsors and all that, but these athletes will do anything for the Olympic Games. And the Olympic Games almost has like a trance, and not to say it's like a bad in any way, but it's just the idea that the Olympics hold things down in terms of like the athletes and their success. But, you know, shout out to Michael Norman. And yes, Zimbabwe in the sprints, they got the 8th farthest long jumper, all conditions, right? They got 3 guys sub 20 in the 200. Zimbabwe is on fire. And they got the 4x4 qualified for the world championships. Zimbabwe on some fire. Yep. Zimbabwe, they got a 4x1 now. Right? Like they got 3 guys sub 20. 3 guys sub 20 from Zimbabwe. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Oh man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so my bad. Let me get back to the just real quick. Gabby Thomas, women's 200, going up against Jenna Prandini, Kayla White. This is another one. Because Kayla White in the well, she's gonna be in the 200. Man, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Because Kayla White is gonna be in the 200 in what you call it, in Rome, because she's not in the 100 here, right? She's in the 200. This is Stockholm. This is a 200 in Stockholm. So yeah, Kayla White. Am I thinking about this right? Let me get this right. My bad. I just gotta cross check this because it's like, is it, or did I look at that wrong? Oh no, my bad. She's not gonna be in the 200 in Rome. Someone was saying that Kayla White opened up well in Rabat. My bad. So no, she'll be in Texas. Let me just cross check Kayla White. I'm just gonna cross check my yes. Kayla. Yes. Okay. Kayla White is in Texas. She's going to be in Texas. So that's fine. My bad. Kayla White will be in Texas with Gabby. She's not going to be in the other ones. Yeah. Okay. So yes, Gabby Thomas, my bad. Gabby Thomas, Jenna Prandini, Mackenzie Long, Maya McCoy, maybe, because she's announced, but I'm not sure. And then you have Kayla White. I think that the 200 meter world lead. So Sharika Jackson ran 21.8. Well, oh no, Julian Alfred ran 21.86. Sharika ran 21.87. Gabby Thomas ran 21.89. The 200 world lead probably will drop in, well, Rome. Rome Diamond League has the women's 200. So that's Julian versus Melissa. Lone Star Grand Prix. Well, oh man. Okay. Now that I'm kind of thinking through this, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Julian or Melissa break the 200 meter world lead. Yeah, either one of them, right? 21.8 low, maybe 21.7. But then I think Gabby, she'll want to respond. And remember, this is in Texas. And Gabby Thomas in Texas. Who knows? Get that perfect, 2.0 wind, 1.8, 1.7 wind. man, Gabby Thomas might run 21.7. And like we might see 221, like, back to back 21.7s, right? In Rome and then once again in Texas. That we might see that. Right. And yeah, right. Yeah. Gabby is already ahead of form in terms of like, what she did obviously in the 200, what she did in the 100, even in the 100, like, because at Texas Relay, she ran 11 flat. So, right. So even though I know people are going to say the altitude with the 10.9, but she ran 11 flat in Texas at Texas Relays. Right. So Gabby Thomas is in form. And we know, and she took the time to rest. And also context, Cambria Sturgis, who trains with Gabby, I know for on good accord that they took the time after the meets in Africa to get full rest. Like they wanted to rest up. Cambria Sturgis, she went to Rabat and just ran a pretty good race, right? 22.2. Now it's not the 21s or anything like that, but like she got rest. Gabby Thomas, look, come on, man. We might see 21.7s. We might see back-to-back 21.7s in Rome and then in Texas. I think we might see that. Okay, so a couple others, just the men's 400. You see Rashawn Clark, Bryce Deadman, Brian Faust, Antonio Watson, Quincy Hall. Good field, but like Quincy Hall still on the comeback. Antonio Watson, he had a good run earlier this year, right? From what I remember. Bryce Deadman, Rashawn Clark, from the hurdles. Brian Faust, always indoor mixed bag, but we'll see. We got the women's 400. Alexis Holmes, Wadlin Jonathas, Bailey Lear, Britton Wilson. I'm keeping an eye out for Britton Wilson. Her progression has been really, really good. But Wadlin Jonathas has been, she's someone I really am looking out for as she has like made this transition back to Haiti, made the semifinals at World Champs last year, and then all that. And just for context, these fields will be filled out. These are only the athletes that have been announced. So I made this document myself. This is like, I just made this in Google Docs. So these are not the full fields. These are what I've gotten from announcements in like various, just emails and like Instagram and all that. So these fields will be filled out. So sorry about that. Let me make sure this isn't like the official fields of the Lone Star Grand Prix. So just for that context, I know, yeah. But they, obviously they just haven't announced everybody. So like even in the men's 110 hurdles, you have Freddie Creighton, you have Daniel Roberts, and like I don't even know because Daniel, I just saw he picked up an injury. Freddie was dealing with some setbacks as well. So question marks, but we'll see them hopefully in the field. Same thing, men's 400 hurdles. You'll see CJ Allen. You'll see CJ Allen, Trevor Bassett, Caleb Dean, Ezekiel Nathaniel. So good field across the board. And then women's 100 hurdles, also a good field. Nia Ali, Danae Dyer, Akira Nugent, Grace Stark, really like to see this. And then women's 400 hurdles, Savannah Sutherland, Shamir Little, Rochelle Clayton, and Tia Belle. So Tia Bell, apologies. But yeah, Lone Star Grand Prix. Again, these are not the full fields. These are just like I just, USATF makes announcements and then they just like pull them. I've just pulled them because I couldn't find, they have like the, let me see if I could pull this up. They have the start list. Oh, not start list. I'm sorry. They have like the schedule, but they don't have the actual like entries or anything like that. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. Unless since we've been recording, there's no entries. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, overall, pretty good. But yeah, that is the meets that are happening this weekend. I mean, it's a lot. But man, I don't know. Rome, men's 100, Jordan versus Noah. Again, I think Jordan, but Noah could win. And I think 9.84, 9.83 or slower. Like I don't think we're gonna see. I know people again, we're predicting 9.7s, even 9.8 low is like when I say 9.83, to me that's I guess it's kind of it feels like a reach, right? I'm more in the range of like 9.88 or 9.87 or something along those lines, but I don't know. I'm not like I'm gonna leave the time predictions to like others. I don't know, but I think Jordan, I'm more in favor of like him taking the win. What do you call it? Okay. So let me just get to some comments. My bad if I know the comments were rolling through, but let me just get to some. Bandawalaza, he actually opened his season in South Africa running 10.5. He then got injured and the 10.03 was his second race of the year. Okay. Thanks for that context. Julian only loses when she tightens up. maybe. I mean, Prefontaine Classic last year, I don't know if she tightened up. She just got beat by Melissa. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just got beat by Melissa in a good, they both ran 10-7. So, but Melissa can beat Julian too. Like, I don't know, man. Melissa and Julian are very evenly matched, especially in the 200. Julian 10-7-1, Melissa 10-6-8. And well, and Melissa ran that at her peak. Well, Melissa ran that at her peak, but after, 6 rounds. Julian 10-7-1 was at the London Diamond League last year. So, I don't know. It'll be close though. I don't think Julian is going to walk away from Melissa. But, it's also Melissa's first race of the year, or individual race, so who knows. Let me see. Anderson trying to make the simplest bakes like glaive. Oh yeah. uh, oh my gosh. I know. Difficult to pronounce. You know why? Whenever someone has these like last names, I'd be like, are they African? Do they have some African roots? And is it pronounced like special, like, oh, Ramel Glave? And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I said Belle instead of just Bell. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the problem is our sport is too international. So when you get like these crazy, not crazy, all due respect, but when you get like these names, it's like, and in my mind, I'll be honest, sometimes I probably over index. I definitely over index when trying to like be respectful. Cause like, I don't know. Sometimes you end up with these crazy things like Mazai. What he said at the Shaman Diamond League, Maze Russell or Mazai Russell. I don't know, man. So I don't know. I'm guilty of it, but my bad, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, instead of messing up, yeah. But I try and learn, from moving forward. I try and learn. But I appreciate it. Yeah, 988, right? That's more in line with what I'm thinking for, the win in Rome from Jordan, Noah. Like 9-8, the world lead seems like very, very far. And obviously we know that they're capable of running that fast, but like Ajayi's in peak form, right? Like he's competing for NCAAs. Like he's in peak form. He's been on a roll. It's like, what's her name? Adeja Haj, peak form, right? Like all these NCAA athletes, like that's what they do. They run fast at regionals and then nationals. But like Noah and Jordan and Julia and Melissa, like they're preparing for the end of the year. So I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone ran 9-8, if someone ran the world lead. But I think Jordan's run 9-9-1. I think 9-8 high is probably more likely. Yeah. Oh, yes. And then even Oblique. I didn't even talk that much about Oblique. I think Oblique I think we see similar times from Oblique in Texas and, the Rome Diamond League 100, right? Oblique probably looked like he was in 9-8 form when he just ran in Jamaica. I think he could have run 9-8-8 ish, 9-8-9 ish at max. I know people like to say like, oh, he would have run 9-8-5 if he's running all the way through. Nah, like again, he didn't like completely shut the brakes off when he was running that 100. Yes, he started to coast in the last kind of like couple meters, like, last 20-ish meters ish, but like his momentum was carrying him through. Like he wasn't hitting the brakes. You know what I mean? So yeah, he would have run like 9-8 high. But I think we see similar times in Rome and Texas though. Texas. Oblique is running in Texas. If that wind hits, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. I agree with this. He's definitely in 9-8. Oblique is definitely in 9-8 high form. But that Texas wind, I don't know. That actually gives me more confidence that Oblique could run the world lead. Probably. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. But I'm not predicting. No, listen. Yeah, no one's running 9-7s. That's what I'll say. No one in my opinion is running 9-7s. 9-6-8, 2.0 win. Come on, bro. Like if we see 9, I know someone earlier asked if I think Jordan can run 9-6. And I've been talking about this. Imagine, sorry, I'll get back to this, but like imagine we actually, obviously 9-9-5-5 is crazy, but like imagine we actually saw 9-6 again. like with a crazy wind, right? Like remember Andre DeGrasse, right? He ran that 969 with whatever it was, plus 5 point something. I don't think that performance by Andre, I don't think that took the world by storm, because I don't think anyone truly believed anyone was capable of 9.6. But if Oblique Seville, if someone like Oblique Seville, Kashane Thompson, Noah Lyles, Jordan Anthony, Trayvon, like if anyone ran a windy 9.6, I think that would be a massive deal right now. Okay. Oh, my bad. It was plus 4.4 for Andre DeGrasse. So I think if anyone right now runs a windy 9.6, even if it's like plus, let's say it is plus 4.4, plus 3 point something, I think it will be a very big deal. Because of like how the landscape of like social media attention and all that has changed. Because remember, Andre did that in what, 2017, right? So that was a different era. People weren't like, didn't have this attention, and didn't have like this, engagement and all that. If someone right now runs 9.6, either the Jamaicans, then Jamaicans are going to go crazy. Like, oh, see, we told you, we know it's coming. Get the wind down, this, that, like, it's going to go crazy. If Noah or Jordan does it, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. So I don't know. But to answer someone's question from earlier about like, if I think Jordan can run 9.6, I mean, I've said this a couple times now. I think certain athletes like Jordan, Oblique, Kashane have the talent, to run 9.6. Have the talent, but I'm not predicting any athlete to actually run 9.6. Right? Like I'm not predicting that, because 9.6 is just so insane. So sure, I think some of these athletes have the talent to do it, but I'm not predicting an athlete to actually do it. I would like to see someone do what like what Tyson did, right? Tyson ran the 9.68 windy at US Olympic trials in 2008, and then a year later at the end of the year, right after he got cooked by Usain Bolt, right after he ran 9.71, and then with a perfect wind, in Shanghai, he ran 9.69. That's what I would like to see. I don't think any of these athletes are like a Johan Blake in terms of talent level, where it's like 19.26 and 9.6 a year later, where it's like, just off the bat. I don't think any of those athletes have that talent. But who knows? I could be completely wrong. Yes. If Gaukau ran 9.6, if Gaukau ran 9.7, forget 9.6. If Gaukau ran 9.7, yo, forget, like, you talk about Bolt comparisons. Yo, my gosh. Yo, the internet would go crazy. The internet is already going crazy off of Gaukau running 10.04 back when he was like a kid. Like that, that clip keeps repeating, going viral on Twitter all the time. Let Gaukau run 9.7. Let Gaukau run 9.4. Yo, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. The internet would break. Okay, so do you think the World Athletics will stream the Lone Star Grand Prix on YouTube, like they did for the Miramar Invite? No, they will not. Lone Star Grand Prix live on demand on NBC. It's not on YouTube, bro. Miramar was not broadcast. Miramar was different. So nah, but maybe it'll be internationally. It might be on World Athletics. So like a World Athletics for like, if you're international, if you're in like Australia or Japan or UK or something like that, right? It might be on those different places. But if you're in the US, NBC is where we get the Lone Star Grand Prix. So yeah. But again, if you're international, you can figure it out. 9.55 hurricane wind would feel so good. No one is running a windy 9.5. No one is doing that. Like I'm telling you right now, no one is running a windy 9.5. I will not. No one is running that. Again, like, yeah, just have to put into perspective. Johan Blake, Johan Blake ran 9.69 with basically no wind, right? Negative 0.1. But like 9.5, like no one is running a windy 9.5. Like no one is doing that. Like 9.5 is insane. Like no one's doing that. No one's doing that. Yeah, same thing. I don't want to predict it. I want it to happen by surprise. Yeah, like even though I think people are capable of it, like I don't think anyone actually is going to run 9.6. um, maybe obviously someday someone will, but like it's a whole different beast. So yeah, I wanted to just like pop up, like yeah, I want someone to just like run it. I don't know, Brussels Diamond League. Someone pops up 9.6, 9.69. Like I don't know. Okay. Okay, yeah. I just know that whatever Noah and Jordan does in Rome, Oblique will want to respond. He probably will. Probably will. There's a reason why only two men who are not Usain Bolt ran 9.6. Barely 9.69s. And one of them had to do it with perfect wind. And both of them had to do it after getting cooked by Usain Bolt. Right? Like, like, oh my, I keep thinking about it. Tyson Gay got bodied by Usain Bolt in Berlin, finishes the year running that 9.69. Johan Blake beat Bolt at the national championships. He's like, oh, maybe I could get him. Then he gets cooked at the Olympic Games. And then he's like, okay, now I can run 9.6. Right? Like it took Usain Bolt for them to run 9.6s. So, you know, um, and yeah, Johan Blake's, no one was expecting 9.6 from Johan. Like no one was. Obviously, I think no one was. I don't think anyone was expecting it. Because it's like, sure, he ran the 9.75 at the Olympics, but like people weren't expecting him to go 9.69. And because he did it with essentially no wind, that was like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Your central nervous system would be shocked. That's why people say that. That's what happened to like Andre. He ran that 9.6 in 2017. He was out. He was gone for the year. You know what I mean? Like it is different. Even, I mean, I don't know if it's like exactly, but Tyson in 2008 when he ran that sorry, Tyson in 2008 when he ran the 9.68, I mean, he got injured in the 200 after that. So I don't know if it's like that was a direct thing, but like, hey, 9.8. Oh yeah, people would call Gauk the fast if that's in relation, right? People would call Gauk the fastest man ever. If you with a 9.7 9.7 with 4.0 win. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, as long as you're from the Caribbean, Africa, or USA, at least it will believe him. Anyone outside of that will yeah, yep, that's true. We'll call it fake. Yes. That's a problem, man. Oh no. I think the only person we predicted 9.6s were coming were Usain Bolt in 2008 and 2009 and 2012. Yeah, definitely. And I wonder, did people predict 9.6 from Bolt in London? Right? Because obviously he was injured, so that's why he lost to Johan. Maybe I'll say this. I was shocked that Bolt ran 9.63. That's what I was shocked with. Cuz think of like he ran 9.63. That is insane. 9.63. That to me was shocking. I don't know. Obviously we knew he could run 9.6, but like 9.6. Okay, you thought he was running 9.6. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm still not. I guess I'm not shocked, but it's just like he ran 9.63. Like it gets just to the point that like these other guys, Johan and Tyson, were running 9.69, pushing their bodies to the limit, and then Bolt comes out of nowhere, runs 9.63. And then he, easing down at the line in the 200, he runs 19.30. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay. So you thought he was running 9.69. Yeah, like 9.63 was crazy. So yeah. Okay. Hey, rooting for everyone Jamaican. I respect it. I respect it. Interesting question. So what's more important to everyone? 9.6 or world gold in the 100? I mean, I wonder what everyone thinks, but like, I think a gold medal. Come on, man. Like, the thing is, well, actually, 9.6 though. Ooh, that's a good question. Obviously, I think gold is more important. I think, yeah, gold is more important. Gold has to be more important because I guess I just always circle back to Asafa Powell where he has all these fast times. Obviously, he doesn't have the 9.6, but he's run 9.72, 9.74. Like he has all these fast times, but like people clown him, right? Like they like he just doesn't have a gold medal, doesn't have a silver medal. So gold medal, right? I think gold medal. Yeah, exactly. Asafa Powell. Oh yeah. Oh wait, no. Johan has the gold. Johan won gold in 2011, right? He won gold in 2011, so he does have that world gold. Um, that's why with Johan, it's like both of them, right? Tyson, Johan, they both ran 9.6 and they already had world gold medals in the 100 before they ran the 9.6. So that's why it's like tricky, right? That's why I think Asafa, yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah. That's why I think Asafa is like the he's run so fast without the gold medal. So that's why I think the gold medal is a little bit better. Hey, yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, Johanna. So I don't know, but 9.6 though. The thing is, 9.6 would like shock the world. Like a legal 9.6 would shock the world. Um, a legal 9.6 would shock the world. 9.6 or Olympic gold. Olympic gold. Like, yeah, Olympic gold. The thing is, these gold medals stay forever because even Obadeli Thompson ran 9.6 at altitude in El Paso and wind aided. But like people don't even remember that much, right? Unless you like really remember, you know, it's just the medals, man, the medals. That's what really holds. That's what really holds. So it's yeah, and I like just for medals over times. Like Andre DeGrasse is a good example to me where he has a whole bunch of medals, but he doesn't have like the fastest times. Yes, he ran 19.6 in the 200, but his personal best in the 100 is only 9.89, and he has 3 medals in the 100, including 2 Olympic medals. Right? Oh no, I'm sorry. He has 4 medals in the 100. 2015, 2016, 2019, and 2021. Right? So I like the medals, right? Yeah. Get paid for life, especially if you're in certain countries. Yeah. Remember, gold medals count. Absolutely. But 9.6 will likely be a gold anyways. Yeah, but I think they're like the conversation. I think the question is like running 9.6 at some point versus winning a gold medal at any like at a championships, right? So if Noah, like if hypothetical, let's say Jordan Anthony runs 9.6 at some point in his career, but never gets a gold medal. I don't think people would say he like is above Noah, right? Because Noah has the Olympic gold and the world gold, even if he's only run 9.79, right? Like that I think is a distinction. Um, well, yes, yes. Okay, it depends on who you are. We've seen how Noah has been disrespected as 100-meter world and Olympic champion. True, but I think history will just be more favorable. I think it's a factor of like the moment. I think Noah gets disrespected because of the moment in terms of like the landscape of sprinting that we're in right now, where it's like Jamaica and US is like truly back and forth at this moment. Prior to this era, it was well truly back and forth in the sense that like it's competitive. Prior to this era, it was Usain Bolt, and then once Bolt retired, it was America on top. But then Noah winning the gold medals, he was so close with the other guys that it became more of a like competition, and Jamaica is just like way more riled up. USA is way more riled up. Like it's just different. And with the social media era, I think it just heightens it. So Noah gets respected, and you know he feeds off the energy. But I think history is going to be very favorable to Noah Lyles, like very, very favorable. He has world gold, Olympic gold, and world bronze. And then, of course, we know what he did in the 200. So, yeah, I think it's in the moment that the disrespect is coming. And I know, like, you know, Jamaicans have been, like, coming around in a sense. So, I don't know. Times usually produce medals, but not always. Sometimes you get stuck in the Bolt era. You don't win gold. Exactly, right? And I think Asafa Powell is a good example of, like, not necessarily getting stuck in the Bolt era, but at least running fast and, like, not winning gold or silvers. You know what I mean? Excuse me. I think Jerome Blake is going to surpass Andre's time in the 100. Oh, yeah. Jerome Blake is on a roll. It's crazy. Andre has only run 9.89. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me see. Okay. Okay. So for people like Oblique and Noah who already have won gold, I wonder if they'd rather run 9.6 and never win gold again. That's a good question. I wonder. That's a good question. I mean, obviously, who knows? But just guessing. I think Noah would be okay running 9.6 and never winning gold again in the 100. But obviously, I'm speculating, right? Obviously, I'm not Noah, but I think so because Noah has the Olympic and world gold. and then he's already done so much in the 200. So I feel like there's that one aspect of like like if he breaks the American, well, let's say he ties it, right? Ties the American record, sets the American record. I feel like he would be like, okay, I've quote unquote conquered the 100. Because at that point, what else would he need to do? Like, I mean, he would just obviously in the 200, he still needs to win Olympic gold in the 200, but like in the 100, he's won world gold, he's won Olympic gold. So once if he gets 9.6, like I think Noah on paper would probably be like, yo, like I'm good. So, but Oblique, I think Oblique would not be satisfied. I think if Oblique ran 9.6, he still is like, the problem with Oblique is like he had all those years where he missed the podium. So now he finally got the 100 gold medal. And if he just ran a 9.6, I don't think he'd be okay saying, all right, cool, I'm good. Because I feel like he still possibly feels like he needs to prove himself, where it's like, yo, I got to show this gold medal wasn't a fluke. All those, those 3 back-to-back years, that didn't define who I was. So Oblique, I think it'd be different. Noah, I think he would take it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think Noah would, yeah, I think Noah would be like, let me get this 9.6. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And also, if Noah ran 9.6, I mean, no, I just don't think anyone's running 9.6. But if Noah ran 9.6, like, it's not like a whole host of guys are about to run 9.6. Like, that would stay one of the best times for a long, long time. So, yeah, like, I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't need to do anything else on the 100. He's good. 9.6 would just be the icing on the cake. It's true. It's like really, really true. And that's why I really think history is going to be a little more favorable to Noah in the long term because of what he did. And also because of like Noah not having a good start. I really think people are going to look back at Noah and be like, yo, how did he kind of like hold down a couple years of the 100 without having a quote unquote kind of complete race relative to the guys he's competing against? That's what I think people are going to look back on. Because even there's a degree where I look back at Donovan Bailey. Donovan Bailey was a good athlete, but like I look back at where like Frankie Fredericks, Otto Bolden, Mike Marsh, there were certain guys who I feel like could have been more talented than Donovan Bailey in his time period, but he was able to kind of like break up that era, and get the gold medal in 96, get the gold medal in 95, get the gold medal in 96, and then get the silver in 97. And obviously you break the world record. So I think Noah kind of like to a degree fits that mold. Donovan Bailey was very talented, but that I think history will look pretty fondly on Noah Lyles. Yeah, definitely. Also, Oblique is a Glenn Mills athlete. Usain Bolt is his mentor, so that means more golds, consistency. Absolutely. Completely agree. Noah could win 100 gold in LA, but if he doesn't improve his personal bests, there will still be people saying Oblique and Kishane are better. No, I disagree. I mean, well, let me say it like this. There will always be people criticizing Noah, for sure. If Noah wins 100-meter gold in Los Angeles, there is no, like, I don't know. There is no way. No. Because you're talking about a select few athletes who has won not back to back, but like multiple gold medals in the 100 in their careers, right? You're talking about Usain Bolt, obviously. Who's won back to back golds in the 100 at the Olympics? Why am I blanking on this? How many people have won back to back golds? I don't know why I'm. Let me just pull this up. I have no idea why I'm blanking on this. Let me see. Let me just pull this up. I don't know why I'm blanking on this. How many people have won back to back? Oh, Carl Lewis. My bad. Yes, Carl Lewis. Why do I forget about Carl Lewis? Yeah, like it's literally a 2-person list of back to back golds in the Olympic Games in the 100. Right? Yeah, Carl Lewis and Usain Bolt. That's it. So yeah, because for some reason I was like, yeah, Maurice Green got bronze in 2004. Justin obviously got the 3 medals, but like gold, silver, and bronze. So if Noah won gold in 2028, nah, like, nah, like I don't like no, he would like no. I think could Oblique and Kishano are better? Like, I don't think it would matter. I think people would be like, no, like Noah did it. Back-to-back golds in the 100. Come on, man. And also, what would be crazy is like if he's able to like maintain himself to win back-to-back golds in the 100, in the 200, he's probably still operating on all cylinders. Because I think I said this I think I might have said this in the live, but like I don't think I'm ready to bet on Noah winning another 100-meter gold just based on the landscape of things. I think he's still likely going to be on the podium, but winning a 100-meter gold is a very, very high bar just based on landscape. But like if he wins a gold in LA, Noah's solidified. He's already solidified in my opinion, obviously, especially based on what he did in the 200. But like, yeah, I don't know. Noah already said that after the 100-meter worlds that he accomplished everything and that the 200 is his event. It was kind of a sour grapes response to losing to Oblique. But I feel that's his mentality. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Because he wanted to win the gold. Noah needs more to back up the 9.7. I don't think he needs more in terms of times because he's run 9.8 a whole bunch of times. It'd be different if Noah ran 9.7, let's say 9.7.2, and then he didn't have anything else close to that. But he's run 9.8 a whole bunch of times, right? So he's run 9.7.9. So I think Noah is fine. Like he's backed things up for me, in my opinion. Yeah, okay. Donovan Bailey just maximize the big moments. Frank and Otto were more talented. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah, those guys were, especially Frankie Fredericks, way more talented. I know Otto Bolden was like young in 96. He was new, but yeah, like definitely. Yep, Oblique would definitely want more gold to consolidate last year's win. I can definitely tell Oblique aspires to gain Usain Bolt levels of dominance, but in this era, it'll be close to, yeah, it's impossible. Dominance of Usain Bolt. It's impossible, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yep, 9.6 ain't no joke time. You have to be perfect race to get a 9.6, meaning the right people have to be in that race. Yep. For sure, Otto, I believe, was more talented. Yeah, I agree. That's crazy talk about Bailey. He never maximized his talent. Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Donovan Bailey wasn't as talented as some of the guys in his era, but he was able to show up in the big moments, almost like how Noah is, right? Noah is able to show up in the big moments, but he obviously doesn't have that, core, talent and ability and the speed that like Kashane and Oblique and all these guys have, right? Like it's different, but he shows up in the big moments. Yeah, faster is not better. Yeah, no one that's actually a track and field head says that. I can't stand Noah, but even I wouldn't say, yeah, it's like you can't deny Noah. Like you just can't deny Noah. He's done what you need him to do. Like you can't. The resume is the resume. Yeah, Bailey was a big time performer. Yeah, that's the thing. Noah, if Noah wins gold in 2028, he's gone. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like it's over. Yeah, there's so much parity in the men's 100. It's not a dominant Bolt event. So I'd be shocked if Noah wins another gold. Yeah, like again, I can't predict Noah for another gold. But like anything can happen, but like this event is crazy. Yeah, if he wins gold in LA, that'd be bro. That's when the track and field world might explode. Like if he wins gold in Los Angeles, oh nah. Let Noah win the double. Like let Noah win the double. I don't know what bro in Los Angeles. Yo, I don't know, man. But Noah got to get that Olympic gold in the 200. That's like, if obviously I'm not Noah, he has his own goals and stuff like that. But like, listen, that's like I think what most people say. If Noah gets the gold, I think he solidifies himself as like number 2 all time behind Bolt. Like solidify. I probably already have him there, but he got to get that 200 gold. He doesn't have to, but that's what. Noah isn't medaling in the 100 in 2028. He better only run the 200. I mean, I don't know, man. Noah knows how to show up. But I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't medal for sure. Yeah, like that's why even I was forgetting. I was like, yeah, people don't understand the history Noah can make in LA if he wins the double. Like I wasn't even thinking about that. Because even then, there's a select few athletes who have multiple 100-meter medals at Worlds and Olympics. Forget 2 golds. like we just said with Bolt and Carl Lewis. But like, it's yo, I mean, Noah would have more medals than Tyson Gay. I mean, does he? He already has more 100-meter medals than Tyson Gay, right? So like, he already has more than Tyson Gay. He already has Olympic gold. So it'd be crazy. Okay, I respect this. I'd rather take the time though. Men's 100 in this era is free for all. I think Noah would be happy if he medals silver or bronze in the 100 in LA. Absolutely. But he definitely wants the gold in the 200 for the Olympics. Of course. Like, yes, no one knows that's like what he's missing. If Noah wins gold in LA, I'll only accept it if Elaine gets her third double. Okay. Let me think about this. Actually, let me pause this for a second. I'm going to come back to this. I won't stand for this Bailey slander. He didn't even train half the time. Guy was crazy talent. But okay, I guess maybe there's some disconnect. I think we agree. No one is slandering Daniel Bailey. I'm sorry, Donovan Bailey, right? I think people are giving him insane props because he didn't showcase and didn't like live up to the talent that he could have had, but he was able to beat out all these guys, right? Like he was able to beat out all these guys. So maybe there's some disconnect there. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. He winning anything in terms of Noah in LA, book it, maybe. All these young Africans are hungry in the 100. Ajayi should be one of the big names coming to 2027, 2028. Yeah, and in Jumpman's video, he kind of like gave me more perspective that like Ajayi actually is like very consistent, like more consistent than most people are looking at. So yeah, he looks to be like a guy who has some staying power. So, Seville, Thompson, Ajayi, Gift, Leolela, Lavelle, Anthony, all these young gunners. Yeah, the 100 is crazy. Okay, so let me just go back because I need to close out because we're already past 2 hours. But if Noah wins gold in LA, I'll only accept it if Elaine gets her third double. So what I was going to say is that there's part of me that thinks Noah winning 100-meter gold in LA feels, not definitely, but it feels more likely than Elaine winning double. Like double gold again would be crazy. But there's something about it where I feel like Noah winning 100-meter gold in LA is more likely than Elaine winning, I guess, any gold in LA. I think now, man, I'm trying to think through, right? Like the thing is Elaine is obviously just a little bit older, and I actually feel the women's 100-meter field is drastically more competitive than the men's 100-meter field for Elaine versus Noah, right? Because if you look at Melissa Jefferson Wooden's trajectory, Julian Alfred's trajectory, Sha'Carri Richardson's trajectory, right? Sharika Jackson is, 2 years younger than Elaine. The Clayton twins, their trajectory. And then any athlete, just like the Clayton twins or Melissa, who might pop up in these next 2 years. I think the field is just more competitive on the women's 100 and forget the 200 side as well, right? It's just more competitive there than I think for Noah in the 100 field. And the thing about, yes, the 100 field is insanely competitive, but Noah, despite despite his times, he's been able to beat out these guys. So obviously, like I said, let me be very clear. I've said that I'm not picking Noah as it stands now to actually win another gold medal in the 100. 200, I think he's going to probably win a lot more golds. I'm going to be honest, more golds. 100, I'm not picking him to. Anything can change though, right? But I think he has a better shot at winning. If I was to pick who's going to win gold at the Olympic Games in the 100, I'd pick Noah over Elaine. I just think so. And then, yes, forget the Olympics. Elaine has to make the 100-meter team. Like, she has to hope that all these 9 athletes, who have broken 11 seconds this year, well, obviously she has 2, but like all these Jamaicans, she has to hope that they don't figure things out. Like I don't know. Do you realize that Tina Clayton just ran her 3rd fastest time ever in Rabat? Like ever. Jamaica is on a different level right now. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Elaine only quote unquote had to beat Shelly, and now the field is like 10 deep. Like it's different. It's different. And again, this is not to say I don't think Noah or Elaine has like the best shot to win gold, but like I would pick Noah to win gold over Elaine if both of them in the 100. So but yeah, like I don't know, it's crazy. All right, yeah, I gotta make some moves, but I appreciate it. This was good. Maybe on Sunday, because not after Rome, I'll be busy, and then not Saturday. So yeah, Sunday maybe I'll circle back, but I'm gonna put some videos out. But tomorrow I'm gonna put a video out about the jumps because the jumps have been kind of crazy this year. So we got to talk about all that. But yeah, appreciate y'all. If you're well, I don't know, if you came in late, I'm gonna timestamp all this so you can watch it back. But yeah, we'll be back, y'all. Always a good one. Yeah, have a good rest of the week, y'all.